Situated 250 kilometers from the city of Dispur is a forest that didn't even exist 30 years ago. Sitting proudly against the banks of Brahmaputra, the Mulai forest was single-handedly attended by Jadhav Payeng for 30 years and now encompasses an area of about 1,360 acres.
This astonishing feat was accomplished by none other than the forest man of India. His tale is no less inspiring than any fictional heroes, filled with determination, passion, and most importantly, a kind heart.
Our hero's story began at the age of 16. The year he turned 16, his hometown, the Majuli Reserve, was struck with a great drought. The drought led to hundreds of victims, humans and animals alike. He saw hundreds of dead snakes who had died due to the high temperatures and the lack of shade or tree cover.
Even at such a young age, he knew that nothing will be done until he takes the first step forward. So in 1979, at 16 years old, he started planting a tree sapling a day in the barren soil. It has been 40 years since, and his forest now covers 1,390 acres of land. Since he started, he invested over 30 years of his life to make a difference in the world, trying to save Majuli from erosion by planting thousands of trees for almost 40 years.
Jadhav left behind formal education to give all his attention to the forest. Born as the son of a buffalo trader, Jadhav grew up a poor farmer from a marginalized tribal community in Assam, India. His work remained mostly unnoticed until a fateful day in the fall of 2007. That day, a photojournalist stumbled upon Jadhav and discovered him seeding his forest and wrote an article about him.
His one-of-a-kind work received much fanfare throughout the country. He soon gained the attention of the Indian government and then the entire country, winning multiple awards for his incredible achievements and giving TED Talks.
His viable ideas to save Majuli Island from erosion by planting coconut trees that grow straight and when planted together in close proximity protect the soil became the talk of the town. It is very important to note that this was the first of its kind attempt to bring environmental consciousness in the national sphere. This would go on to not only help India's economy but also help fight climate change.
Even a selfless attempt at helping humanity comes with its own strings attached. Jadav's worst fear for his forest is deforestation for financial gain, which makes the flora and fauna vulnerable to human greed. He believes all species on this planet are animals, including humans, and that humans don't realize that frugality and honoring nature is key to our survival.
To honor Payeng for his environmental activism and for planting one tree every day, the forest was named Mulai after him. Jadav's story also inspired a children's book, Jadav and the Tree Place, that tells his story of how he made a forest that has now become home to wild animals.
He has been the subject of award-winning documentaries, and now people travel across the globe to see the Malay forest. His inspirational story is also being taught in ecology classes at schools across the United States.
Jadav Payeng was 65 years old when he was conferred the title The Forest Man in Delhi by the Government of India. The salutation was awarded to him on the day of the World Earth Day in 2010 for turning a barren land of 550 hectares into a lush green forest all by himself. It took close to 30 years for the land to turn into a forest, and Jadhav is protective about it. He started planting in 1979 and continues doing that even today.
Jadav's passion to save the environment might make some wonder why he is going to such an extent. According to the Earth Day organization, deforestation is the second cause of global warming. It produces about 24% of global greenhouse gas emissions. A total of 1.6 billion people rely on forests for their livelihood. Especially indigenous communities are especially dependent on the forest. The forest now attracts 80% of the world's migratory birds. So, Jadav's efforts not only saved the livelihood and homes of millions, but also played a quintessential part in making sure thousands of species don't die out.
Ever since his story went viral in 2010, he has traveled across the country and the world to give talks and attend conferences on climate change and environmental issues. We reap what we sow. So, won't it be a beautiful thing if a child is taught to plant a sapling or a seed when he's initiated in school, and as he grows up, he or she is taught to take care of it and be responsible for it?
Jada Payeng continues to work towards his dream. His story continues to inspire millions around the world every day. He is a hero. He is a hero for everyone who has believed in the environment and everyone who continues to work to make the earth a better place to live.